cats, let's learn how to do one of the mathematical activities, which is kind of fun, but it's also kind of long investing because it will take you a long way in this modern world. But for now, let's just pretend it's a game, like you're learning how to play solitaire. It's here, AugmentedMatrix. And I put this thing so it looks a little bit like the Matrix movie. And this is what we have. We have a matrix which has 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns. And we're going to play a game with this matrix. And our goal is over here. What we want to do is manipulate this matrix so that there's 1s along the diagonal and 0s in these 6 spots. And to play this game, we have certain tools that we can use. We can multiply a row by any number that we put in this box. We could multiply this row by that. And this second row by what we put in this box, and the third row by what we put in this box. And then we will add these rows together. And we will put the resulting of the adding in one of the rows places. So let's see. If I wanted to get a 0 right here, which is on my goal, this 0 right here, I could take 5 of this row and add it to 1 of this row. So let's do that. 1 of this row and 5 of this row. And we want those two to be added together, multiplied and added, and we'll place it here. So now we have a 0 there. Now let's see if we could get the 0 down here. Well, looks like we only have to take 1 of this row and 1 of this row and add it there, and we've got that. Now, I see the 6, 3, and 30. I could simplify this row by using one of the dividing tools. Since they're all divisible by 3, let's just reduce these numbers, because who wants to work with big numbers anyway? We'll put this over here. Now we're down to 2, 0, 1. It's still not right. We want a 0 right here. Let's see. Maybe we could get a 0 here if we multiplied this row times -2. See, and that would give us -10 here, and multiply this row by 5, and that would give us a 10. And then if we added those together, we get the 0 that we want here, and we would want the result to be in this row. Oh, look, I've got the, oh, but I lost this 0. That is so sad. Oh well, we can get it back. And if I tamper with this one, let's see, I need to get a 0 here. So let's take 24 of this row, 24 of this row, and minus 5 of this row. That will make them the same, and add it here. Now I've got that 0 and that 0. What we want is a 0 here, so if we took 12 of this row and 1 of this row and added it here, see, the zeros won't interfere with each other like when I made that other mistake. Oh look, I've got the 3 zeros in the corner like I want. And 15 and 30 are all divisible by 15, and I want a 1 here, so I'm going to divide by -15. If you make a mistake, or there's not exactly one right way to do this, you just would take more steps, because I made a mistake there. Now I need to get a 1 here, and I need to get a 0 here. I need to get a 0 here. I could do that by multiplying this row with all the zeros, and it won't add something to this 0. So why don't I take 27 of this row and 1 of this row and add it here, and I got that 0, and I see 24 and 48. They're both divisible by 24, so I'll divide those. Oops, not divisible. 24. Oh, I did it in the wrong row. Pushed the wrong arrow, and it told me it wasn't divisible. So I have the 3, and when I compare with the goal, I see I have 3 zeros there. And I only have 1 more 0 to get. I need to get rid of this 15, so I'll multiply this row times -15. and this row by 1, and then I'll get negative 15 and 15. We'll add those together to get there. And now I presume, because of the way I wrote this program, that these are both divisible by 24. So we'll divide by 24. And now we had the puzzle solved. We have 1s along the diagonals and 3 zeros here. Now, if you've had enough math, that's a big if. If you're in Algebra 1, you could just play this game. If you're in 7th grade, you could just play this game. I actually taught this game to my daughter before she ever started algebra. She did it on her 10th birthday at a restaurant. She said it gave her more understanding of the way data is stored than anything in her life. But you don't really have to understand what you're doing. But if you learn this row and column manipulation, you will be developing a lot of sequences in your brain. But just in case you've had algebra with more than one unknown, what did I do? What does this mean? Are you ready for it? You started off with a matrix that looked like this. When we transformed it by using the rules of matrix row and column addition and division, we transformed it into this matrix. What this really stood for in the beginning was that there were 3 equations, independent equations, with 3 unknowns, and minus 1 of x minus 5 of y plus 5 of z was equal to 4. These were the facts that were known about the 3 variables x, y, and z. And when we got the zeros where we wanted to, we actually solved this system and found out that the x, y, and z that makes this set of equations true is an x of negative 4, a y of negative 2, and a z of negative 2. And I have the answer over here. So when you're in Algebra 2 and study matrices, many times we don't have time to put this topic in the curriculum, but it is an important topic, and it can take you a long way in your understanding of how computers work and how algebra works. Thank you. I hope you have fun with it.